Hey guys, and warm welcome to my very first studio vlog. My name is Grace, and this little slice of the internet that will hopefully become a thing is called The Rusty Thicket. It is the name of my Etsy shop, my website, my YouTube channel, and all the other little things that I hope to bring out into the world. I'm looking at some notes here to kind of keep me on track because I've never done this before. I'm really excited to be at this place in my life. I have wanted to work for myself for a very, very long time since I was little. I've always wanted to be an artist. I went to college for it. I didn't finish, but I went to college for it. I wanted to start this YouTube channel basically around the start of 2020, and we all know how that year went. But for other reasons, I just never got around to it. But this is my moment. This is the time. And I'll get into that here in just a little bit. But a little about me first. I am 32. I'll be 33 in September this year. I'm from the beautiful Appalachian Mountains of Tennessee. My hometown is technically in North Carolina, but I lived in Tennessee for a lot longer than I ever lived there when I was going to college and after I got married and all of that stuff. Speaking of which, I'm married to a wonderfully amazing man. His name is David. We've been together since 2008 and married in 2012. So we're going on our 10-year wedding anniversary this year, and I'm very excited about that because we're in Japan, which I'll also get to later. So in 2015, we were both working a lot of jobs. We had just bought the house. We wanted more, and having been from a small town and growing up in a small town, and everybody knows that the small town vibe can be very difficult to climb corporate ladders of any kind, of ladders actually for that matter, and it just ended up working out that him joining the Air Force was the right decision for us at the time. So he graduated from BMT and went to tech school, and we got our first assignment to Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico. We were there for 6 very, very, very long years. We loved it at first, but the desert was not our place. We missed green things and rain so much, missed the rain so much. We missed the mountains, even though we had some access, it just wasn't the same. And we were tired of it. We had no end in sight, and with the pandemic, the way that it took over, it wasn't the right time to get out. We made amazing friends, like lifelong family level friends in Holloman, and we miss them very much, but we finally got orders to Japan, of all places. We never guessed. I assumed we would stay stateside just because the state of things, and we didn't. We got Japan, which weirdly is not a big culture shock for us. I mean, there are some things for sure that is not, obviously we're not in America and things are different, but a lot of Japanese culture is more involved in your life than you probably think. And learning more of that, and especially more in depth, and especially some language, it's just been a blast. And we've only been here for going on 3 months now. But because we moved to Japan, we got rid of some cars, we downsized considerably. Ultimately, our goal is to simplify our lifestyle. And it's really important to us that we live that very below our means, minimal life. And one of the ways that we wanted to achieve that is that I wouldn't have to do like a regular 9-to-5 job. So besides taking care of the house and, you know, being the number one organizer and cleaner, which is stuff I already love to do anyway, this is how I want to contribute to, you know, our other goals. And, you know, a lot of people will say about military wives, especially stay-at-home military wives, that we have no goals and we just sit at home and you can't clean all day every day, which if you're like me, you can. I love to clean though, so I can find anything to clean. I can find things to clean even when it's already clean. I almost treat it as a hobby in some ways, which actually you'll probably see some of that on this channel, which brings me to what this channel is about. First and foremost, it will be an artist's vlog channel. You'll see me doing my art in my studio, working on different projects. You'll have like some top-down views of things. You'll have some of me working through, you know, some sketchbooks, you know, maybe a couple of bigger projects. I will basically be doing like a day in the life if I need to run and get supplies, or if I need to do my art at a coffee shop that day because I need to get out of the house. I'll be taking bike rides and cleaning and cooking and organizing because that's very much a part of my life. Those are going to be due out on Thursdays. I'm going to try and do 2 videos a week as much as I can because I want this to be, you know, I want to get up and do this as my job. So being busy is something I thrive on. I need it. On Sundays for my second videos, I'm hoping to produce more exploring Japan, thrift shopping, you know, getting out our bikes. My husband and I bought electric bikes and we really like to take those around. Mostly it'll be excursion and adventure type stuff, maybe like going out on outings. And then hopefully when things and restrictions change here on this base, I'll be able to do like weekend craft events, art shows, those sorts of things that I'll be signing up for, hopefully when it starts to warm up just a little bit here, because, you know, it's already 60 and basically springtime. Because if I didn't mention already, I am in Okinawa, Japan, which is basically the Hawaii of Japan. It's tropical. We don't get snow here, and it's very rainy, very green. It's everything that we wanted in comparison to Holloman, except for the heat, because it's going to be very hot in the summertime, and I'm not looking forward to that, but at least it's not the desert. I have a lot of plans. This week we're going to go through my space. As you can probably tell, this is, I'm not good at this yet. This is my husband's desk because I'm sitting at mine. He's very much a gamer, and you'll probably see him from time to time in videos, especially when we're on our bikes. But it's not a great background to look at, so I bought something that I'm going to put together on the channel that will kind of complete my space. Eventually this table will be like a little micro futon if we get around to purchasing that, but it works great for this little table right now, and I need extra space sometimes to kind of branch out some of my artwork. So you'll get a studio tour. We'll build a little something. You'll see, you know, stick around, and I'll kind of explain some of my artwork, and maybe you'll be interested. Hopefully you will. And then you'll buy some. And I just want to make this a cute little community. I don't have a Patreon yet. I'm probably not going to do that for a little while. I just want to really get to know YouTube and have conversations with people there and build what I can with what I have for now, which is some very basic stuff. And since I'm teaching myself everything. I taught myself video editing with DaVinci Resolve because Adobe Rush and I did not get along. I taught myself how to use Procreate to do the little intro animation. I've taught myself how to do some audio editing. It's been a huge learning curve for me, and to start something like this at 32, I feel like is an endeavor. But hopefully you'll stick around. Ta-da! It's an accordion room divider. David and I picked it up from Nitori. I don't know how to speak Japanese yet, but from the store yesterday. I tried to find one thrift shopping and I could not. I did find one and it was really tore apart, and I didn't know how to fix all the little, like, I think it's rice paper type panels. I'm not sure. This one's brand new, and I figured, you know, we've been minimizing some of our stuff, and I've been selling some things on some of the wives page here on the military base, and it basically bought itself. And that's what's going to complete this room and help us feel like we've really got an individual space. So here we go. And by build, I mean not at all, because it's already together, which I didn't expect. So here she is. I love it. Okay. On to the next thing. Studio tour time. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a studio tour. It's really not much. As you can tell, half of the room is my husband's and half of the room is mine. We share this space, which is mostly just printers, and our Plex server hides behind here. Say hello to Pixel. Hi, Pixel. So as you'll see, this is my desk. It is thrifted. David bought it for me for my birthday last year, right before we left, and I am so glad that he did, because if we both had a desk the size of his, this room would not work. We would have to come up with a really big compromise. But it has all these cute pockets. And if you see up here, all these little, it's a secretary's desk, but it's an artist's desk now. If you put this laptop away, it folds up and everything looks nice and neat. I love it. Pull the chair out. This is usually where I keep my iPad and it charges in here, but this is just a notebook, my planner, and I've got a keyboard for when I play my games on Steam. This is the top. I am filming with a GoPro 10 right now, but I use the 9 for my regular videos. This is actually just a microphone stand, and it came with an awesome headphone holder here, and I really like it. It sits on this piece of wood as kind of an anchor, but I like it because I can stick pens and paintbrushes in it when I want to. This was also thrifted many years ago while David and I were in our first house. And just some little knickknacks. It's a magnetic board with some goals on it. The Cricut that my mother-in-law gifted me, and I absolutely love it. I might end up making some SVGs to put on my Etsy channel eventually, but right now I usually use it for home organization, cards, things that I would rather make than purchase. As you can see here, that was made with the Cricut. And I've got some empty ones, so this will actually be a project eventually. I'm going to go through this and get rid of some things, reorganize it. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that, because I hardly ever see artists or crafters going through their items. Eventually, like I said in the video before, this is going to be a little micro futon for us to hang out. And because this is an accordion, it'll fold up when we want to share the room together, or when I'm not filming, just to keep it open. And we've got some pet beds for the animals to hang out with us. And that's pretty much it. Nothing fancy, nothing very big, which I like. I want to keep all of my stuff really small. Is it aggravating anybody else to death that this is crooked? I can't fix it. It leans too much and we need a new one, but what are you gonna do? Okay, hey everybody. I wanted to share with you all what kind of art you can expect from me. I typically do what is considered goblin core, or swamp core, or crow core, even vulture core. By definition, it's about the things that people typically deem not pretty, not beautiful. It's, you know, snails, mushrooms, frogs, the slimy guys, the bugs, and, you know, moss and vines and things like that. Hopefully that's coming across, but what I wanted to show you was my favorite subject matters, the things that you'll be seeing in my art mostly. Because I do a little bit of everything, but overall my theme holds stuff together. So I wanted to share a couple of things. You'll find this one on my Etsy channel already. This is a frog on a log in a bog. He's just been printed on regular photo paper off of my printer here at home, so anybody can do it. He's $1. Alright, and I like to work small. My favorite art projects are little because I don't feel overwhelmed or pressured to fill entire pieces of paper quite as much. Plus, who doesn't like tiny art? Everything mini and small is super cute, but then you can have more of it too. So I paint stuff like this. This is a hand-done original watercolor. I love skulls and mushrooms, moths. I love moths. I have a whole book on them to paint. Rats and mice. I think they're adorable. Who doesn't? Lots of people, unfortunately. I mean, you know, I don't really want one in my home running around, I guess, but if I did, I wouldn't freak out. I'd put them in a bucket and set them back outside. Axolotls, probably my newest, most favorite thing. They're really fun to draw. They come in all kinds of different colors too, so they're a lot of fun. They have lots of sass, I think. Old wells with moss and ivy, more mushrooms, more snails. The fall time, any kind of color gradients that are like jewel tones. Poisonous stuff, which I know you Animal Crossing lovers will know exactly who this guy is. Tardigrades, because they're weird and cool and can survive way too much. And turtle boys. I have a project with turtles coming up that I think you're really gonna love. It's gonna be one of our excursions before it gets hot here. And yeah, so I like to thrift my frames. I can't believe some of the stuff that I found over the years. I am a little bit nervous being here in Japan, whether or not that will actually work out the same way it does in the States. Plus, small frames are hard to get a hold of these days because nobody has wallet sizes, since you can keep, you know, photos on your phone. But this is the kind of stuff I like to do. Like, wouldn't he just, I mean, you know, when it's made for the frame, wouldn't he just be so adorable? Watercolored and then just like maybe next to your mantle or something. I think it's adorable. But I love little frames. I like to thrift them and find them when I can. Some of them need fixing up, some of them just need a little bit of cleaning. I love the wood ones especially. I feel like it's hard to find real wood anything these days. Everything is made so cheap. Unfortunately, none of this will really be on my Etsy page the way that I would like for it to, since I can't sell anything that isn't digital right now. But eventually I plan on having art shows and stuff that people can come to, and then when I do get it figured all out, I'll be able to ship from the Japanese post office, since I'm not allowed to do that here on base for my small business, which is something we can go into more depth at some time. This is also a digital print on my Etsy page right now. He's a little frog boy print, lots of different ones. I do these with real watercolor and micron pens also, but it's been a little while since I've done one in person, since I know the digital ones are a little bit easier to do on Procreate. And then zines. I cannot wait to talk to you guys about zines. I'll do a whole video in depth on them, but ultimately I think you're gonna love them. If you went to college for art, you probably know a bit more about it, but this size is one sheet of computer paper that I will do a tutorial on how to fold. You just fold it and cut it, and it turns itself into a book. This is the very first one I've ever made from start to finish, at least on Procreate, since, you know, I'm doing things digital. But eventually I would like to be able to use some ephemera and cut out some really cute, interesting things to tell stories in this style, in zine style. So I'll be doing more digital ones, and then once I get to doing the cutting up and all of that, I'll scan those in and they will also be available on my Etsy page. I don't want to show you the whole story, but if you know crows, you know they like to sit places, right? Like on fence posts and branches. But yeah, check that out on my Etsy page if you're interested. So that's pretty much it. I just do little doodles sometimes. I really am excited about getting into this ephemera that I've been collecting for a long time now. I've gone through tons of books and papers, science stuff. Editing Grace here. I have already forgotten to film my first vlog outro. So I just wanted to say thanks for sticking around this long, and I would love it if you liked and commented and subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss anything coming up. I should be rolling things out fairly regularly, twice a week, Thursdays and Sundays. I'm really excited about everything that I have coming up, everything that's planned. If you have any questions or any suggestions for stuff that you would like to see, I would love to know what it is. Anyway, until next time, bye guys!